While most of West Texas is flat and barren, there are a few hidden gems. Just a few hours' drive from my home in Midland, you'll find rugged but breathtaking spots. One of those is the Davis Mountains Preserve, a 33,000-acre property with volcanic peaks known as a sky island, where pinyon pine-covered mountains rise sharply from the Chihuahuan Desert below. My wife Lindsay and I have been wanting to explore this place for years. However, the preserve, which is maintained by the Nature Conservancy, is only open to the public 4 weekends a year, typically in March, July, August, and October. So on March 14th, 2025, we hit the road hoping to hike a few of its peaks. We've been avid hikers for a few years, and since getting back into ham radio, adding summits on the air have made our trips even more rewarding. As our trip got closer, the forecast started looking worse, with high winds and cooler temperatures. If the preserve were open more often, we might have canceled, but with our next chance 3 months away, we decided to stick it out. Inside the preserve, there are 4 SOTA summits, which have only been activated a few times. Only one summit has a trail. The other 3 require bushwhacking to the top. So we made it to the Davis Mountains Preserve, and I was hoping to hike another mountain. However, we got some discouraging news from some of the volunteers. They highly discouraged us bushwhacking up the mountain I was planning on doing. So we're going to do a smaller hike, Pine Peak here. Hopefully do a SOTA summit here, but we'll see. The wind is really starting to pick up. It's about 25-30 miles an hour, so I'm not sure what the top's going to look like. Well, we made it to the trailhead for Pine Peak. I thought I'd be able to drive right to the trailhead. We've actually been hiking for miles. It's about 900 feet of elevation between about 1.4 miles. I didn't expect that for the hike. It makes it a little bit longer, but it shouldn't be too bad. I can see the peak right up here. I think that's it right there. So hopefully I'll be up there in about an hour or so and get a quick activation in. Well, we're almost to the summit. I've got probably less than a quarter mile. And on the back side of this mountain, there's really not a whole lot of wind. So hopefully I can find a spot to get my mast up, and there's a lot of trees to support it. So we'll see. All right, so we made it to the summit. The last mile or so was pretty rough. We had to kind of bushwhack up a pretty steep ridge, and now we're at the summit. So I'm gonna try to set up an antenna and see if I can't make some contacts. It's really windy up here. However, behind some of these rocks, it actually is fairly calm. Luckily, there's a lot of trees up here, so I should be able to support my mast. All right, I just got done with the activation here on Pine Peak. I was on the air about 40 minutes or so. I made 32 contacts. A little bit of DX. I got 2 France stations. Actually, it's the same guy in France on 2 different bands, and then a station in Spain on 15 meters. So I worked 10 meters, 15 meters. I went to 20 meters and really didn't get a whole lot of contacts. Went up to 17 meters, got a handful, and then my wife got tired of waiting. She started down, so I'm gonna try to go catch her real quick. Hopefully I'm not too tired for the hike tomorrow. Tomorrow we're doing Mount Livermore, which is the only mountain here with actually a groomed trail, so hopefully that won't be terrible. This was supposed to be a nice easy hike, but the beginning section, I thought I'd be able to drive up to where the trail started, but the gate was locked, so it added about 1.5 miles to the each way of the hike. So I think it'll be around 6 miles total. It was about 2,000 foot elevation gain to get to the summit here. It's very windy, but right here at the summit, we sat behind these rocks right here, and it was actually quite pleasant. The sun was out, and we had most of the wind blocked, so it was actually fairly nice. All right, I made it to the top of Baldy Peak here on Mount Livermore. Tallest mountain here, I think, in this range. The weather is pretty terrible. It's the wind's gusting probably up to about 40 miles an hour, and it's about 40 degrees, maybe a little cooler. I've got a wire up in the air. I'm going to try to make a couple contacts and get off this mountain. All right, I just finished a quick activation. I got 14 contacts in about 9 minutes, and it's just too brutal up here. The wind is howling. I can't feel my hands. I'm actually surprised I can even stand. I'm gonna get off this mountain. It's a really steep, rocky portion getting down, so hopefully I get down without hurting myself. So, 73. So we just got back to camp, and it looks like we got off the mountain at the right time. Towards the end of the hike, it started snowing. It's really not snow, it's kind of this weird Dippin' Dots kind of stuff. I mean, it's kind of weird. It's really nasty. Kind of right behind us. You can't see Baldy Peak from here, but anyway, I'm glad we went early this morning before the weather kind of turned. I think we were going to camp out tonight, but our friends came and joined us, and they have a bed and breakfast in a nearby town, and they have an empty room, so I think we might go over there. They've got a hot tub, which sounds pretty good. So I would like to come back here and try some of the other peaks. There's about 2 other mountains. The next time it's open is in summer, so that's going to have its own challenges. It's going to be fairly hot.